What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. In the last episode, we started the Fire Temple, got ourselves the Megaton Hammer, and in this episode, well, we're gonna continue our way through this temple and hopefully rescue more of the Gorons trapped inside. Now, I do want to clarify something real quick. In the last video, I said, yeah, we have the item and we have the boss key, but we can't go and take on the boss right now, and I don't really think I ever explained why that is. The answer is actually really stupid, but we simply can't reach the boss door. Like, we saw Darunia right next to it, and we talked to him from across the room, but there was a fairly large gap between us and Darunia and any of the platforms around him, so really the only thing stopping us from going directly to the boss right now is distance. I know, kind of lame, and I'm sure there's some way you can pull off some crazy glitch like a bomb jump or some sort of super slide or something like that to reach the boss door right now, but I really don't like to show off any major glitches in my LPs, at least not the hard ones. Like, if it's something super easy to the point where anyone can do it and it's not really a glitch as much as like taking advantage of the game's weird physics engine or something like that, then yeah, I'll go ahead and show those off, but otherwise I like to keep things as legit as I possibly can while playing through these games. So, we're gonna go through the rest of this temple normally, and I'd say the rest of the temple is a doozy, but really it's just more puzzle solving than like anything else, which I guess makes sense considering this is a temple, but they're not really hard puzzles, I would say. Like, honestly, again, this is one of those temples where I think the Master Quest version is just a little bit easier than the normal version, because the normal version of this temple seems to have a lot more obstacles. Like, for instance, this room in particular, in normal Ocarina of Time, there would be boulders all over the place and like you'd have to dodge them, whereas in Master Quest, it's kind of just empty, so you can run around and do pretty much whatever you want. Like, there are some obstacles and enemies here and there, but for the most part, you can avoid them if you need to. Anyways, though, let's grab our Megaton Hammer. That way we can bash in this rusted switch, and that's going to cause hookshot targets to appear all over this room, which we will make use of a little bit later. So yeah, the main threat, like in this area, are the Lizalfos falling from the sky, but they're really nothing to worry about. I'm pretty sure I can blow up this wall, so let's drop a bomb here real quick and see what's on the other side. Alright, so it's a blue switch, so yes, we need something to hold that down for us, and I'm pretty sure we can find that something on the other side of this room, so let's go and check it out. And yeah, there are Lizalfos all over the place, but now that we're an adult, taking these guys out is kind of a joke. Like, you can just run around and whack at them with your Master Sword until they die. Alright, so this little tiny room, to get in here, what you have to do is charge up a spin attack, let it rip, and that will actually activate a switch on the other side of those bars. It's kind of the only way to get in here, and more of an advanced technique, honestly, that you learn towards the end of normal Ocarina of Time. Getting in here is kind of pointless, though, because all you get is some bombs that you really don't need at this point, so not even sure why I bothered showing that off, honestly. Anyways, I guess we can take these bombs that we kind of already had and go do something else with them, so let's use our hookshot to latch onto this target, because right up here is some cracked flooring, so we'll drop a bomb there real quick, and shazam! Now we can head down into this area. This will actually take us into a room that we've already been to. If you remember back to like when we first started this video, there was that one room where we used Din's fire to light that singular torch. Well, now we're back in that room again, and like if you had a keen eye, you probably noticed there was a rather large chest that was behind some bars, and this is how we go about accessing that chest. So let's head over here, open this up, and get ourselves the final generic temple item for the Fire Temple. It's going to be the compass. Now we can see where we are on relation to like everything else, which is surprisingly very helpful in this dungeon, since there are some rather large maps that like you go in and you might want to know like what was the last door that you came out of and stuff like that. Alright, so now that we got the compass, we still need to find something to weigh down that blue switch, but don't worry, we are on the right track. So let's head over to the other side again, except this time on the, I guess, upper section of this room. And there is another area that is behind a grate that we want to get inside. So let's grab our bow really quickly, shoot that switch, and check it out. There's some boxes over there, more specifically small boxes on top of larger boxes. So we can actually jump down from there, man. We can actually grab one of these smaller boxes. Actually, wait, real quick. I think there is another chest behind there. Yeah, there we go. And I'm pretty sure this one is just more bombs. So nothing really that important, but I figured I might as well show it off since we're here. Anyways, like I was trying to get to, we can grab this small teeny tiny box, and now we gotta lug it all the way back over to the other side of this room and try and avoid the Lizalfos while doing so, because I think if they manage to land a hit on you, the box will break, so you really only got 2 chances before you need to reset this room. Anyways, we made it safely over here, so let's just drop our box. That way, you know, it stays on that switch, and we can get the heck out of here. Although, not for too long, because really the only thing in here is a Goron that we need to set free. So there you go, buddy. What do you have to say? Yeah, I'm releasing you. Alright, what do you got for some information? When I'm on fire, I can put it out by swinging my sword or rolling forward. Stop, drop, and roll, everybody. That Goron teaches you the basics. Anyways, though, now that he's gone, let's open up this chest because there's something way more important here. It is a small key. I mean, not to downplay the importance of the Gorons. I mean, I love them, but, yeah, that key, we needed to actually get out of this temple. Also, I think it's funny how that door locks behind you when there is literally no reason why you would ever want to go back in that room after you rescue the Goron and get the small key, so seems kind of weird. Anyways, now your first instinct might be to go and unlock that door directly in front of us, and we will do that, but first, Navi's turning green, so let's take out our Ocarina and play the Song of Time. If I can remember what it was, there we go. Alright, so, yeah, this will actually cause a block of time to appear in front of us, and I'll say this now, and I probably should have said this earlier on, but the Fire Temple is a very vertical temple, and what I mean by that is, yeah, sure, you're gonna want to look, you know, left and right, front and back, but also, you're gonna want to look up and down as well, because in this temple, and I guess in Master Quest overall, they hide a lot of things out of sight, so you really need to go out of your way to look around every single room and try to, like, get all the pieces of the puzzle together before you solve it, because there are a lot of, like, cryptic and obscure things in Master Quest that really don't make a whole lot of sense unless you take the time to look in every corner and crevice of a room. Anyway, these enemies are called fire slugs, I believe, or something like that. If you use your megaton hammer on the ground, you can flip them over, and they stay flipped over for a really long time and also extinguishes their flames, so you can just, like, attack them and take them out. They also drop a lot of magic, which is really helpful. So if you're ever low on magic, just try and find one of those guys, flip it over, and refill your magic meter. Alright, so this room plays out very differently than it does in normal Ocarina of Time. Normally, you need to, like, hit that switch and race against a timer, but instead, you want to actually make your way all the way to the top first before you even deal with that timer whatsoever, because there is a rusty switch over here that you need to hit. What this does is cause some hookshot targets to appear. Now, on top of that, I recommend doing a spin attack here and killing the Skulltula that is underneath that block. So now that those two things are done, let's step on this switch, and this will start the timer, but since we did... Whoa, that camera messed up. Since we did sort of activate that hookshot target, we can just, like, easily latch onto it, skip running all the way around the outer rim, and just come over here where we can move this block. If you do it the other way, you will not have enough time, and I don't even think you'd be able to make it here, let alone push the block. But yeah, you can move it out of the way, grab the token. That's really the only reason why I came to this room. Yes, that one golden Skulltula is the only reason you need to come up here. I'm not even joking. Now that we've done that, though, we can head back to the room with the locked door and finally use our small key. I do want to say this, though. While I like the overall layouts of the Master Quest temples a bit more than normal Ocarina of Time, I think that Ocarina of Time's normal temples fit the game a little bit more, and what I mean by that is, Master Quests, the temples and puzzles feel like an afterthought, which I mean makes sense since they were created years after the original game was released, but I think they require a little too much previous knowledge of the game in order to, you know, solve them efficiently. So really nothing feels new to the players, and I think that gives normal Ocarina of Time a huge advantage. Not to mention that even though Master Quest is supposed to be a little bit harder, anyone who's played Ocarina of Time and has beaten it will have more than enough skill to beat Master Quest. It's honestly less of a challenge and more of a chore if I'm being totally honest. Alright, so do not break that large box. We actually need that. So grab a tiny box and just place it on this blue switch. That way we can keep those 2 torches lit up. Then place that here. And now we're going to use that box again to hookshot back over here. If you break that box, you need to leave this room, which resets everything. So you'd have to like do the puzzle all over again. And here's again what I mean about this temple being a very vertical temple. So you can't really see anything right now, but yeah, up there are 2 torches, one of which is unlit. So that one we need to shoot with a fire arrow to light that up. That way we can get out of this room. And like, you can't even see that normally, so you are forced to go into first person and just look around. So it is a very vertical temple. Now here's the hardest room in the entire temple. It's an empty hallway with nothing inside it whatsoever. Man, that was hard. Alright, so over here we can actually solve our biggest problem, which is getting to the boss door. Guess what? Grab your Megaton Hammer, bash that down, and just like that, we can now technically go right to the end of this temple. If the camera pans down, you can see that, yeah, that block sort of made a bridge in the lava down below. So we can technically go directly to the boss right now and finish up this temple. But if we did that, we'd be missing out on a couple collectibles like Skulltulas and stuff like that. So sadly, we do need to finish up the rest of this temple. Although, if you aren't going for like 100% completion, yeah, you could go directly to the boss and finish this temple up, which I probably would do, you know, if I wasn't trying to get all the Skulltulas and stuff like that. Speaking of Skulltulas, we can get one right now. So yeah, play the Song of Time to move this block and then jump over those flame walls. If you don't make it, there is no way to reach this door, so you need to jump over using that time block. Anyways, heading here, and guess what? There is a golden Skulltula just waiting for us. Of course, it's protected by this dumb okay, he just jumped into the ceiling and behind me. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's totally cool, man. Whatever. Alright, so let's just grab this golden Skulltula, and I will be on my way. Again, only reason I came over here was for that one singular golden Skulltula. At this point, we probably should have around, like, 58, maybe 60 golden Skulltulas. I don't know, probably more than half in the game now at this point, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. Like, that is a lot of golden Skulltulas, considering we're only on the second adult temple, which is the overall... Wait, why didn't that work? Was I standing too close to where the block spawns? I think I might have. Anyways, as I was saying, so, yeah, like, we're only on the 5th overall temple of the game, and Ocarina of Time has 9 temples, so I guess we are slightly over halfway, I guess, done with the game at this point, but, still, it is kind of crazy to me how many Skulltulas we've collected. Alright, so now that we're back over here, before we go to the right side of this room, I think we want to go down the center if my memory serves me well, because, there's something in here that we need to hit. Ah, yes, so let's grab our hookshot, latch over to the other side, and bash in this rusty switch. Now, you may have heard a golden Skulltula scratching along the walls. We can't get it right now, but don't worry, we'll grab it soon enough. Anyways, hitting that switch is the only thing you need to do in here, so let's latch over to the other side and go back to the room that we were just in. Now we can sort of go and explore the, I guess, left now side of this room. So this side is kind of like a puzzle. Move very carefully going through here, because once you get close to like a wrong path, a firewall will pop up and you do not want to get burned. So, yeah, just look for the correct path and walk through there. It's really self-explanatory. There is a fairy over here if you do manage to take damage, so you can use that to restore some of your hearts, or just put it in a bottle if you need to. But whatever, not a huge deal. Alright, so this will actually take us into that room where we hit the rusty switch, and I like how that door has a huge graphical glitch on it. Like it switches from one door type to another door type right before your eye. Alright, drop a bomb here because, like I said, there is a golden Skulltula in this room. So let's grab that real quick, and I think there's maybe 1 or 2 left. Not too sure on that, but we'll get them eventually. Okay, so now we're actually back in the room we were just in on the other side, and there's a huge flame wall to my right. This is super funny. So this switch will actually deactivate that flame wall, but it's on a timer, so we don't even have to run to the other side. Like, the timer gives you more than enough time to walk in a straight line and get past that flame wall. It's like, at that point, why even bother having the timer? I don't even know why that's there, because how could you possibly mess that up? Alright, guess what, guys? It's time for another mini-boss. It's the second version of the Flame Dancer. I believe this is the last time we need to fight this guy. The fight is exactly the same, although I think this guy, if you let him, can actually spit out fire in like a circle around him. But he should never really get the chance to do that if you are fast enough. So, yep, just use the hookshot again to pull him out, then do a jump attack or hit him with your sword a couple of times. Rinse and repeat 3 times, and that is the fight. It's not hard whatsoever. And this actually, oh no, I messed that up totally. Come back here, man. Where do you think you're going? For some reason, I always mess up the jump attack, and oh geez, that was kind of close. Alright, so now that he's gone, this is actually a little bit cryptic. So jump on this block to get it to go up, but jump off because, yeah, underneath the block is a small key, and you desperately need that small key. Also, do not stand in the center too long because that block will come back down and it will crush you. So, yeah, you're gonna want to watch out for that. Anyways, now that we have this small key, let's ride the platform upward. Hooray! And this area should look pretty familiar because we've technically been through the mirror version of this room on the other side of the temple where we first encountered those fire slugs, except now there's just nothing here. So this part of the temple does sort of mirror the other side of the temple, which I guess could be a little bit confusing, but there's enough that's changed that, you know, lets you know you're in a completely new area. And this locked door is why we needed that small key. Okay, so this room looks really complicated, and I think that means we're going to end off the episode here. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.